Okay, so when you first turn this on, you get piano without having to do anything. If I want to layer another sound, I can go to the part select button over here, choose the sound for right one, because you can have two sounds right across the keyboard, or one sound on the left hand and two sounds on the right. I can choose strings, for example, and then turn on, where it says part on and off, I can turn on just the part for upper two. So I can have strings, then I can turn on the sound for part one with it as well, so I can have both piano and string. And then if I want, I can turn on the left hand. I've already chosen an electric piano sound. So now I've got piano and strings in the right hand and electric piano in the left hand. You can do that with all kinds of different sounds. So I might choose the part for the left hand by just pressing part select, choosing a synth pad for the left hand. Let's go VP soft. Just choose it with the cursor and press enter. And then I've got a mixer where I can choose the volume for the left hand. Press that and I can just either use the up and down arrows under the screen to choose the volume, or I can use the wheel once I've got the cursor on that particular part. And now I can choose, okay, let's just go back to part one, leave that on, choose the sound by using part selector, and let's choose, say, for example, a flute sound, orchestral flute. Now I've got the keyboard split. And I can of course use my pitch bender. And do all that kind of thing. Or I might choose, okay, let's go for a synth and pad sound. Let's go for oxygen by using the cursors, up and down buttons here, and press enter. And then if I want to go, okay, I'm sick of all that, I just want to go back to piano, turn the left part off, go back to part one. Now you can have no sound at all if you just want to use it as a controller for using the sounds off a door using USB. Or you can turn part one on again. Now I've got that synth sound all the way along the keyboard. I can choose the sound again, just go back to grand piano and press enter. And now if I press exit on this beside the screen, it shows me the main screen again, and now I've gone back to piano. I can choose, once again, if I just leave that part one on, I've got that sound right for the whole keyboard. I can choose, say, an organ sound, or I can go back to my, say I can have a brass sound. And every sound is digitally sampled, so they're really great sounds. Choose, say, a synth and pad sound, and you use the page buttons below the screen to choose the different sounds. So I can say, let's have a crossphase sound. These are montage sounds, so they're really, really great sounds. Motive and all those previous generations, some of the sounds in there too. Great synth sounds. And if I use all the different screens, I've got heaps and heaps and heaps of different sounds. So go to brass sounds again, and I can even have things like smooth brass, 80s brass, so there's hundreds and hundreds of sounds. Soft horns. Brass brass band, hyper brass. Analog brass. So we do classic sound. So, and back to piano just by pressing that. And if you choose a rhythm, say for example I go to pop and rock rhythm, just use the one touch settings and you've got factory presets. So you've got 4 factory presets for each rhythm. Completely different rhythm. So I want to dance and R&B. DJ Mix 2019, press enter. And these one-touch settings are now going to give me completely different presets. Synth sound. Heaps and heaps of different sounds. If I choose, say, Latin and jazz, I can just change the pages down below the screen, or if I just press the rhythm button over and over again, it changes the pages for me. So, okay, I've got big band fast. Once again, use my presets. And that rhythm is just following my left hand. If I put it on something completely different, say I go to a samba. Maybe I'll go for a Latin samba, let's try that. I can put it on either start or put it on synchro start, and it won't start when I hit the right hand part of the keyboard, it'll start when I hit the left hand part. So we go, so I put it on a pop and rock again. Choose whatever I want, or a dance, rhythm and blues, maybe a modern shuffle. Let's try that.